All right. We're joined by Licorice, the top laner for FlyQuest. Licorice, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
We are going to start with pre-submitted questions from the press and then transition into a live Q&A. The first question is from Mustafa from esports.gg. You finished 8th in the spring split, but showed promise in some matches. You usually enjoy a strong early game, but mid and late games were always the issue. What changes were made during the off-season to avoid this issue resurfacing?
I don't know that we've actually focused that much on our mid and late game right now. We've kind of just like kept going through and like playing scrim games and focusing on what's in front of us. And I think having the break and some time to just kind of like de-stress from spring split, especially for me, has been really good. And like the energy of the team feels really different going into summer. So I'm really excited for this split.
Nick Ray from Upcomer has been asking this question to every top laner we've seen today, and you're the last one to be asked it. The question is, who is the best Gwen player in the LCS right now, in your opinion?
Me? I think, I mean, I definitely have the right to say that because I'm the only person to play it on stage so far. But I think in general, I'm really comfortable on the champion, and I would be surprised to see someone who is like a lot, like significantly better at it than I was.
That concludes the pre-submitted portion. I'd like to open up the room to questions. Starting with Michael from the Game House.
Hey, so I was wondering, do you think Gwen and Viego are pick or ban tier champions? Because that seems to be a lot of the current opinion floating around on Twitter and the scholars on Reddit, of course. So I was just curious what you think.
I would say Gwen for sure is a pick or ban champion. She just seems too strong when she finishes a couple items. Like, and with the W and Zonya's, you like can't actually fight back. So it's like quite frustrating to play against. I would definitely say her. Viego is a maybe. I think a lot of teams are still figuring out Viego right now, and like us included. And we're trying to figure out exactly how we want to draft him. He might end up being pick or ban. He just like, if your team does damage and he gets a kill, then he kind of just like runs the rest of the team fight. So I could definitely see him getting that status as well.
Shay from Gamezo.
Hi there. What has the team done over the off season to improve and hopefully get towards reach worlds? How's your mentality change? Are you going with a different approach for Summer Split?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the biggest change would be that for most of Spring Split, we actually weren't able to practice from our office, and we were playing remotely from home. And it was only in week 6 of Spring Split that, like the week leading up to week 6, that we were able to play together in person. And I think that's made a huge difference in our practice and just like having more accessibility with all the guys and like being able to shoot the shit, basically. So that's been a huge change for us. And then the like whole org feels a lot more structured this time around. And I think part of that is because we're in person and they have like more access to us, but like we have more of like a day-to-day schedule. We have like team bonding activities that we're doing like at least once a week. And we're just trying to like have a good team environment so that we can do really well.
Joseph from One Esports.
After the spring split, you mentioned that you wanted to take a more present leadership role in FlyQuest as the veteran top laner. How has that journey into honing that role been throughout the off season and coming into the summer split?
In the off season, I would say that I read a lot. And that was kind of my focus for the off season. And now being back, it's not necessarily like I mean, for me, I just want to make sure that I'm showing up every day and that I'm like giving my best. And like right now, that's meant that I've like been a bigger voice in reviews, like, especially now that they're in person. Like sometimes I've been actually the one writing the review, very occasionally. And like I just want to make sure that I think I have the best idea of what like winning League of Legends looks like out of like any of my teammates. So I just want to make sure that I can bring that knowledge to the table and like help us succeed as a team.
Thank you.
Michael from the Game House.
With Academy switching over to a best of 2 format, I'm curious whether you think BO1 or BO2 is a better format and why.
I would probably say BO2 as the better format. I like my personal opinion on it is just that more games is better. And I specifically like the like adaptability that a best of 2 brings. You can like try out some things in the first game and then maybe it doesn't work and you can like switch it up in game 2. And I think that's really nice. You don't have to like wait, I guess, like 3 weeks on this current schedule in order to like play that team again. But I also just like never liked BO2s. I don't like ties personally. So so I'm saying BO2, but I'm still a little mixed about it.
All right, thank you.
Shay from Gamezo.
So of course, this time round, spring split, your standings will carry over into summer. I just want to know your thoughts on that, and do you think it may affect your run to Worlds and you hitting that top 3 spot, or do you like the change and you think it should be adapted across all regions?
I mean, personally, I don't like the change. But that's because I'm on the nasty end of it right now. I mean, I would say even last split, it was like, or last year rather, I was like, it was like the first time in summer that points didn't carry over, which was also a bummer for me. So I haven't had much luck with the riot rule changes recently. As far as whether it's a good rule change or not, I have no idea. I like don't really have an opinion on that, but I think if I would be really surprised if it affected whether we make Worlds or not, because you just have to be the best team in playoffs once you get there. And I don't think it has a lot to do with like the standing that you have when you come in.
Thank you.
One more from Pedro Romero.
Yes, with the view for the rest of the season and you facing at least, or you at least playing at least like more than 26 times, was this the last time we'll see Gwen for you?
I would definitely like to play more Gwen. I think she's a really fun champion to play, less so to play against. And I would be really happy for anyone to give it to me so I can play it again.
Thank you.
Last call for questions for Licorice. All right, Licorice, you're all set. Free to go. Thank you so much for your time.
Great. Thank you.